Today, we're unpacking the puzzle behind one of tech's biggest names, Alibaba. Because right now, if you look at their finances, they're telling two completely different stories. On one hand, core businesses are growing, but on the other, the company is burning through cash at a frankly alarming rate.
And I mean a lot of cash. In just one recent quarter, the company's free cash flow was a negative 19 billion RMB. Now, to give you some perspective, that is a massive reversal from a positive 17 billion RMB just the year before. That's a huge swing.
So, what on earth is going on here? Well, this isn't what you might think. It's not really a sign of failure. It's the cost of a deliberate, really high-stakes strategy. A war that Alibaba is choosing to fight on three very distinct fronts.
So let's look at front number one. This is a defensive battle, right on its home turf. We're talking about an all-out delivery war in China's massive instant retail market. This is all about protecting its core business and really adapting to a whole new world.
The environment is just fierce. With online retail growth slowing down, the only way you can really grow is to take market share from someone else. And that's why Alibaba, Meituan, and JD.com are now locked in this brutal fight over who can get you your stuff the fastest.
In a war like this, it comes with a hefty price tag. This fight for speed caused Alibaba's domestic e-commerce profit to absolutely plummet by 21%. That's a staggering drop of over 10 billion RMB in a single quarter, almost all of it because of these new investments.
But, and this is the crucial trade-off, that money wasn't just burned. It actually bought something pretty significant. It fueled a massive 25% surge in monthly active consumers on its Taobao app. So they successfully got users back, re-engaging them with the kind of high-frequency purchases that build real loyalty.
And you know what? Alibaba isn't the only one feeling the heat. While its profits took a major hit, its main competitor, Meituan, saw its profits plunge by an even more dramatic 75%. In this new game, everybody is paying to play.
Okay, so if the delivery war is all about playing defense, front number two, that is pure offense. It's a massive investment to build what Alibaba believes is going to be the future engine of China's entire economy, artificial intelligence. A huge chunk of that negative cash flow we talked about is going right here. The company's capital expenditure on equipment just skyrocketed by 223%, and almost all of that is to build out the vast cloud infrastructure needed to power its AI ambitions.
Now, their strategy here is actually pretty clever, and it's got two parts. First, they release powerful open-source AI models for free. Why? To get developers all over the world to build on their platform. Then, they turn around and sell access to their even more powerful proprietary models through their cloud services. It's a classic playbook. Build a huge community, then monetize the big spending enterprise users.
But, and this is a big but, this is a global race, and this is where it gets really tough for Alibaba. I mean, while its cloud revenue is growing incredibly fast, its 8.8% profit margin is just dwarfed by competitors like Amazon Web Services, which is sitting pretty at over 30%. Closing that gap is going to be the key to making this massive AI bet pay off.
All right, on to our third and final front. This one's happening far from home, where a division that was, for a long time, struggling has mounted a really remarkable and kind of unnoticed comeback. This is the international story.
So we're talking about a division called the International Digital Commerce Group, or AIDC. This includes names you've probably heard of, like AliExpress. For years, this whole part of the company was just a huge drain on resources, losing billions. But just look at this incredible shift. The division has managed to cut its losses by 98% in just 1 year. That brings it to nearly break even. And this isn't just about cutting costs. It shows a massive improvements in operational discipline and strategic focus. I mean, wow. But this comeback story wasn't one big, simple win. It's actually a series of distinct regional battles. So in Europe, the fight isn't just with Amazon anymore. No, the real threat now comes from these newer, faster-moving Chinese rivals like Temu and Shein, who are going after the exact same customers.
Now, if you look at the critical Southeast Asian market, the main opponent there is Shopee, which controls over half the market. So here, Alibaba's Lazada is the clear underdog, the challenger, fighting to gain ground against a really powerful, established leader. And then you've got the Middle East, where they're taking a completely different approach. They're using a successful Turkish company they acquired called Trendyol as a vehicle to build a whole new empire, competing against a really unique set of local players.
It's a multi-pronged global strategy, for sure.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second and tie this all together. We've got a defensive war at home, a massive offensive push into AI, and a disciplined, quiet comeback on the global stage. So what does this three-front war actually mean for Alibaba?
Well, that huge mystery we started with, that negative 19 billion RMB in cash flow, it's not a mystery at all, is it? It's not a sign of weakness. It's the direct result of massive, deliberate spending across these three core strategic priorities. They are actively choosing to spend big now for what they hope to gain later.
And that brings us to the one big final question. This is an incredibly high-stakes gamble. It's a strategic sacrifice of today's profits and cash flow for a shot at tomorrow's dominance in delivery, in AI, and in global commerce. So are they successfully building their next great empire, or are they just spreading their resources way too thin? The outcome? Well, that remains to be seen.